Boyce Watkins, and welcome to the Black Financial Channel. This is theblackfinancialchannel.com. I'm going to chime in for a minute and talk about Cathie Wood from ARK Investing. Cathie Wood is an interesting character in Wall Street right now. She's getting a lot of scrutiny in terms of whether or not her investments are making sense. I'm going to break this down for you, so get comfortable, buckle up, seatbelt. We're going to get started on the Black Financial Channel right now. What's going on, guys? My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to the Black Financial Channel. That's theblackfinancialchannel.com. I am here to talk about Cathie Wood today. Cathie Wood is she is the CEO of ARK Investing, and ARK Investing manages billions of dollars in funds. And I'm going to actually make this a shortened segment today because I actually got a meeting to go to, but I just thought I would come in and give you guys an assessment on Cathie Wood. She's been talked about a lot lately in mainstream media. Cathie Wood, I think, is very smart. I think Cathie Wood has a really interesting vision on investing. She tends to invest in companies that she believes are going to just take over and dominate in the future. She's really big on things like genomics and electric vehicles and artificial intelligence and stuff like that. And I really like her style. I really do. I think she's very, very smart and sharp and poised, and she handles criticism very well. And also, I can say this, since the market has been getting hammered, Cathie Wood's been getting hammered super, super hard. And I listened to her arguments very carefully. And I'll have to admit, I think that some sexism does play a part in the attacks on Cathie. You know, I know what it's like to be hated on in a major way. So I can definitely identify with, sorry guys. Let me know if you can still hear me. My alarm went off. I can identify with what it feels like to be hated on in a in a pretty major way, and I respect the way she's maintained her poise and has remained balanced in the middle of all this chaos. And again, I will say that I think some of it's related to jealousy and sexism. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there, but that doesn't mean that people don't have a valid point, though, because she takes some positions that I can't say it's easy to agree with. Let me just say that. So here's a couple of things Cathie has stated, and I'm going to address a couple of them. You guys know my background. I come from academia. I was on the faculty of Syracuse University for 13 years. My PhD's in finance. So I'm speaking about Cathie's perceptions more so from a finance theoretic standpoint. Now, I will say that I think that a lot of the standing theories within finance and economics should be and have been questioned. And so none of this is the gospel. None of us have everything figured out. But I want to give you guys some insight in case you're thinking about following ARK Investing and buying into what they're doing. I hear what Cathie's saying when she says she has a 5-year investment horizon. I think that is the best way to invest, actually. I think that a terrible way to invest is the way a lot of funds invest, where they're worried about their returns for the next quarter or for the next year or whatever, the next 6 months. I think that that's what is going to cause the United States to lose to China. China does not invest for the next 6 months. China invests for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. That's how China became China. That's how they became as powerful as they are. So Cathie Wood's long-term perspective, it makes sense. It works. Even if you listen to guys like Warren Buffett, you know, who cut his teeth in investing with books like Value Investing by Graham and Dodd, written back in the Great Depression in 1933, if I'm not mistaken. They talk about 5-year, 10-year time horizons. I believe that if you are a solid investor, you should do the same thing. You know, don't just buy stocks that you're going to hold for 5 days. Buy that stuff and hold it for 5 years, 10 years. You know, let your kids grow old with that stock. That's the first thing. So Cathie Wood's investment horizon is theoretically and fundamentally sound. I love that part of it. That's what makes me believe in what she's doing. Now, here's where I would challenge Cathie a little bit, because I think that she has a little bit more to prove. So here's the thing, right? So every time they say, well, gosh, ARK keeps dropping, it keeps going down, and your stocks are getting hammered, but you keep buying more and you keep doubling down on these stocks. And so she said some things that almost sound a little bit, definitely high risk, almost a little defensive, but and it could make her look a little bit look pretty bad if it doesn't quite work out. She said things like, this is the worst allocation of capital, or the greatest misallocation of capital in human history, or something like that. And I said, okay, that's a pretty bold statement. Not that that's not possible, right? Not that that's not possible, but my God, you're literally taking on every smart person on the planet when you say something like that, right? Like she's going straight Kanye West with it at that point, and again, Kanye, maybe he's a genius in his own way, right? But come on now, like the greatest misallocation of capital in human history, that's your defense now. And remember, you can always lean back on the whole, like, well, we're just waiting 5 year, kind of thing, right? I think that is pressed against the pressure she's receiving from the fact that if she can't get others to buy into her 5 year, 10-year vision, if she can't get them to continuously believe that she is the financial Jesus of it all, to follow her gospel, then she doesn't get a chance to manifest all the great things that she believes are going to happen over the next 5 years or so, because everybody's going to pull their money out. And so I'm going to say this. If you ask me, would I invest in Cathie Wood's fund? I absolutely would, because I believe deeply in a lot of what she's investing in. When she talks about, the metaverse being big, I believe that electric vehicles, everything she's into, I love it. I think it's great. But what I do think, though, is that Cathie has to be careful about the fact that she's basically saying that everybody's wrong except me, and that all these stocks are severely mispriced at this point, when the reality might be that they're actually being more accurately priced, and that they were actually more mispriced. And this is what I believe. They were more mispriced when you started buying them during the pandemic. When you were buying them during the pandemic and they were going to these insane multiples, most of the data would say that she was overpaying for these stocks. Now, she's saying, oh my God, they're so cheap. This is so great. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as, okay, maybe this is what they really should have cost if the Fed hadn't been pumping money into the economy like crazy. So there's a lot of risk in Cathie Wood's approach. A lot of her success is going to partly depend on whether or not people continuously believe in her. I think that at some point, there's going to have to be some sort of validation and proof of what she believes. But again, as long as she says, it's 5 years down the line, there's nothing to see here, then that becomes an easy way to kind of scapegoat her way out of it. Now, what's my recommendation in terms of what I think you all should do? I'm not going to give investing advice. I'm not going to tell you all what to do or what to invest in. But here's what I'm going to say. I like ARK as part of my portfolio. I have some of ARK's assets, some of their funds in my own portfolio. Am I leaning everything on ARK and betting the farm on Cathie Wood? No, I am not. I'm betting the farm on all the smart people I believe in. I listen to a little bit of Warren Buffett. I listen to, a few of the other people that I might see on MSNBC. I listen to myself. I do have a PhD in this stuff, so I know a couple of things. And so ultimately, that's what you do. Never, whatever you see on TV and all that, don't buy into anybody's gospel. Find a philosophy that works for you. Find a style that works for you. Find a risk level that you can tolerate that makes you feel comfortable, and you ride with that. Don't ever let anybody talk you out of the things that you might instinctually know, especially as you're getting more financially educated and finding things that make you comfortable. Like I talked to my buddy the other day, and he was talking about the stocks he owned and how they were driving him crazy because they were going up and down like crazy. And I said, those are not the stocks for you. These might be good long-term investments, because he was like, well, should I sell them? Should I buy? I said, well, I wouldn't sell them because I can ride the horse. I like riding the Bronco. I don't mind, because I know eventually the Bronco is going to calm down, and eventually I'm going to have, I'm going to break the horse, right? But you can't ride the Bronco. That's not your style. You need to get, in my view, I think you should be invested in something that's not going to drive you crazy and make you sick to your stomach, right? So everything's about style and preference, and that's a very personal thing. So just make sure you kind of remember that before you consider buying into anybody's gospel, even mine. Don't even buy into my gospel. Just let me be one of the advisors that can help you make the best decision that works for you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. I hope that this was helpful. Again, I'm a believer in Cathie Wood. I think people should stop beating up on her so much, but at the same time, she's tough and she's smart, and she understands that when you make bold statements, you're going to get challenged on that. And right now, ARK is not looking as brilliant as they looked during the pandemic. And that's kind of how it works. Again, it's that risk reward trade-off. It's like being Kanye West. 1 minute he's on top of the world, the next minute he's on the bottom. He chose to ride that Bronco. That's his style. So it is what it is, period. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. God bless you. Hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up. My website is boycewatkins.com. We have meetings coming up very soon with the Black Crypto Club, which you can find at boycewatkins.com. We also have a meeting with the with our entrepreneurship program. We're actually going to have Keisha Ravenel, CEO of the We Inspire brand, coming in to talk about how to start a t-shirt business. And and then we also have John Jamerson, who is a very experienced farmer who's going to come in and show our people how to grow your own food. So all this is on boycewatkins.com. We're here to give our people everything we need in order to survive. That's what we're all about. That's what we've been doing. So I'm out of here, guys. God bless you. Please have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. I love you. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.